It's a very good day to you, viewers and listeners. My name is Adore Barrier, joining me on Zim Social Network News, where we give you undiluted news, the news headlines. Nelson Chamisa has been interviewed today on SABC News. United States Embassy Harare has spoken regarding Bobo Chimono's right to bail. Bulawayo mobilizes to block Thokozani Cooper's nomination into the parliament. Zimbabwe's most wanted armed robber arrested after decades on the run. Jenny Williams said Gukurahundi was not a genocide. Police trying to deny Beatrice Mutetwa access at the court today. ZANU-PF youth have blocked Shingi Munyeza for giving a press. Bail hearing for Ngaruvume is set for Thursday. Ruling on Scala's challenge against placement on remand are set for tomorrow, this Wednesday. To round off our news, shock as Douglas Mwonzora says Gukurahundi was a civil war. Let's take a look at the news in detail. Nelson Chamisa has been interviewed on SABC News earlier on today. More to follow in the following video clip.
The Zimbabwean government has been in the news over a series of incidents of crackdowns and alleged human rights abuses by the country's ruling party. One example we've just shown you in our piece right now, and that of course was the piece of the arrest of Job Sikala, a member of the legislature and an MP from the country's main opposition party, the Movement for Democratic Change. Sikala is one of the people who reportedly went into hiding last month after the police issued a warrant of his arrest. In a similar incident, investigative journalist and human rights activist Hopewell Chinono, who has written extensively on alleged government corruption and human rights abuses, is still in police custody after being denied bail for the second time. Now, the leader of the Catholic Church has been summoned to a meeting following a scathing letter sent by the church to the government regarding human rights violations in the country. Nelson Chamisa, the leader of the MDC, Zimbabwe's main opposition party, joins us now. Good to have you. Thank you very much for joining us on the program.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Last month, in a bid to intervene, we saw South Africa sending envoys to Zimbabwe, but they came back without meeting you and other opposition parties because President Mnangagwa said the meeting.
The United States Embassy Harare on Twitter has spoken regarding Hopewell Chimono's right to bail in a tweet that reads, "The continued denial of Hopewell Chimono's right to bail representation and a speedy trial violate his constitutionally protected rights." That was the United States Embassy Harare regarding Hopewell Chimono's right to bail. Bulawayo mobilizes to block Thokozani Cooper's nomination into the parliament. Residents of Bulawayo East constituency who claim to have voted in 2018 elections have organized themselves to block the nomination of the MDC team members, including its leader Thokozani Cooper, into parliament. The Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, ZEC, gazetted that Cooper and her other MDC top leaders had been nominated to fill proportional representation seats in the National Assembly and Senate that fell vacant following their recalling from parliament of MDC Alliance MPs. On Sunday, some voters in Bulawayo East held an emergency meeting in Mahashula where they resolved to block Cooper's nomination. In a statement, Gilbert Sibanda, who is spearheading this objection, said that as Bulawayo East voters, we are saying during the July 2018 harmonized elections, we overwhelmingly voted for the MDC alliance led by Nelson Chamisa. Our constituents and our votes contributed to the cumulative provincial votes, which formed the basis of the allocation of the proportional representative. According to the Electoral Act, ZEC has a duty to respect our choices and should not allow the MDCT to accept our rights to choose our preferred representatives. Failure to abide by this duty is a clear infringement of our rights of association as spelled out in Section 58 of the Constitution, said Gilbert Sibanda, the one who is spearheading this objection. Zimbabwe's most wanted armed robber arrested after decades on the run. One of the country's most wanted armed robber, Musa Taj Abdu, who has been on the run for over 2 decades and masterminded a spate of criminal activities, has been arrested in Beitbridge. Abdu was arrested while in the company of 6 other accomplices in the border town last night. Police this morning confirmed the high-profile arrest and said A team of detectives from the CID of Homicide Harare has since been dispatched to Beitbridge this morning as part of the investigations. Abdul has been known for evading police arrests and escaping shootouts in which some of his accomplices were killed by police in several incidents in and around the city. Moving on, Jenny Williams said Gukurahundi was not a genocide. Under Fire Matabeleland collective leader Jenny Williams says that the 80s Gukurahundi genocides that claimed the lives of over 20,000 people in Matabeleland and Midlands was not a genocide. Speaking to journalists soon after Mnangagwa's meeting with the members of the Matabeleland collective at State House in Bulawayo last Saturday, Williams said that Gukurahundi atrocities were not genocide, but it was a state-sanctioned killings. In a statement, she said that this Gukurahundi, it was not a Rwanda-style genocide. This was not people of the Shona tribe coming to Matabeleland and killing people there. These were salaried state soldiers who came here and killed the people in Matabeleland. When probed further by journalists on President Emmerson Mnangagwa's position on the killings, Williams challenged Mnangagwa to issue a public apology over these atrocities. Moving on, earlier on this morning, police were trying to deny Beatrice Mutetwa access to the court today. More to follow in the following video clip.
You do. So this is a police state. It's a police state. It is a don't say Futeka to me. You have no right to say Futeka to me. You have no right to say Futeka to me. I have an ID at the lawyer. And I give it to them. They have it. I come here every day. It's not for you. It's not for you. It is for Judicial Services Commission. It is not for you. My ID is not going to be seen by you. It's going to be seen by the court officials.
Yes, they know
not you. And they know me. And entitled to affect my rights.
ZANU-PF youth have blocked Shingi Munyeza for giving press. Now the temperature has gone to another notch since he appeared shaken. Presidential Advisory Council member Shingi Munyeza has been blocked from addressing a meeting at Media Center in Central Harare by ZANU-PF youth. He was held hostage and not allowed to move, but confirmed that he is safe. Moving on, just in High Court bail hearing for Ngaruvume set for Thursday, 27 August 2020, Ngaruvume has been denied bail for a record of 3 times, twice at Harare Magistrates Court and once at the High Court. Ruling on Scala's challenge against placement on remand set for tomorrow, Harare Magistrate Lazin Tube will tomorrow make a determination on the application by MDC Alliance Deputy Chairperson Job Scala against his placement on remand. Addressing journalists outside the Harare Magistrate Court, Scala's lawyer Jeremiah Bamu said that after submissions from both sides, Tube will make a determination at 1400 hours. Scala is challenging his placement on remand, insisting that the charges being leveled against him do not constitute a criminal offense. Moving on, shock as Douglas Mwonzora says Gukurahundi was a civil war. MDCT Secretary General Douglas Mwonzora has shocked many after he made a statement claiming that the Gukurahundi genocide of the 80s was a civil war. In a statement on his official Facebook page where he was endorsing President Emmerson Mnangagwa's out-of-favor political actors dialogue, the POLAD, Mwonzora claimed that his so-called civil war was ended by a dialogue between ZANU's Robert Gabriel Mugabe and PF-ZAP's Joshua Ngomo. The Robert Mugabe regime, with Emmerson Mnangagwa as a state minister, deployed a battalion of soldiers into Matabeleland and killed over 20,000 unarmed civilians in the atrocities that Mwonzora declared as a civil war. Viewers and listeners, I will read part of Mwonzora's full statement. Our position on dialogue has never changed. Dialogue remains the only sustainable way to resolve the national crisis. For any dialogue process to work and to produce results, it must be genuine, inclusive, and unconditional. After the civil war in Matabeleland, in the Midlands, ZANU-PF and PF ZAPU sat down and concluded the Unity Accord. After the violence of 2008, the major parties sat down and produced the global political agreement. That was Douglas Mwonzora in his statement on his official Facebook page. Viewers and listeners, that's all we have for the news today. My name is Gukurahundi, and thank you so much for tuning in to Zim Social Network. If you're following us on our Facebook page, Zim Social Network, you can also follow us on the YouTube channel, Zim Social Network. Up until next time, it's bye-bye for now.